My methods, part 6. The canvas is done, inner apron is done, the canvas for the outer apron is attached, and you can see I've done a herringbone stitch here, and what you can't see here is I've done an overhand stitch which essentially laces the canvas and the, it's probably not visible, and the cloth together, so it's as strong as can possibly be made. And now I flip it over and check everything one last time. See, the apron's done, it's all basted down. I make generous use of basting thread because later on when I press it, this holds everything in shape, so that when I press it I can press one side, flip it over and press the other side in the knowledge that it's not going to shift and make a mistake. So check one last time that my pleats have wound up, because sometimes, and it's very aggravating that sometimes reality and the numbers don't mesh. Even though you've done your math correctly, you've been conscientious, and for some reason it still didn't work out. So, but in this case it has. We have the predicted 23 inches across the pleats. And now this is why I've left doing the front apron until now, because if there had been a bit of uncertainty here, because if you're out by as much as a single yarn, a 64th of an inch, multiply that across the pleats and it can compound. So if you have made a slight inaccuracy, this is where we can make it up again. So I laid out my front apron. It's going to be 20 and 21. So I've made, oh, my chalk has faded again. This wax chalk it fades out after a little while. I touch it with an iron and it vanishes, which is nice. So, and you can see the reverse of the pad stitch here. I lay out my apron, I put it in position, I'm going to pin it, and I will at some point think of some methods for you right-handed people, but I'm honestly not punking you, even though I have spent my life in the right-handed world having to come up with my own methods. Pin the apron in place. Now, it's important that we always have that A-line, that we have shape to the front apron. Even if, and this isn't that unusual, we have a customer with a cylindrical body, that his waist and his hip are the same dimension. We still need we still need a bit of flare in the pleats, and we can do that by marking, if this is the same measurement, 3/4 by 3/4, we'll add the width of a piece of chalk here to get a little bit of flare, because we do have to account for the shape of the legs. So I've pinned the right-hand side of the apron, or sorry, the left-hand side of the apron. Now I'm going to install the fringe. Now a military kilt, some officers' kilts for some regiments will have a tiny little fringe. Most military kilts don't. Almost every civilian kilt does. And the way I do this, I have a couple of pieces of cloth that I've torn, again in a straight line off the other end, and I've torn them so that I've got